Tim, it's their first time in the semi-finals. Did they rise to the challenge?
Absolutely. Congratulations on getting to the semi-finals. And I think there's a lovely, lovely sound here. I really enjoyed your attention to the text when you were observing various dynamics to bring out that sense of peace in these beautiful words of St. Francis. Here I go again, saying a few critical things. I would watch your ooh vowel in particular on the word understood. We got understood. Just open that vowel a little bit, would I think open the sound a bit more. And you're clearly a capable choir, and I was lovely to hear the two parts. I would have liked to have heard maybe a third part in there as well, which would have been nice.
JB, were you impressed?
I was impressed, actually. If I was to give you one word of advice, it would just be to watch the phrasing on the beginning of your phrases, because I felt as though sometimes I lost the note or I lost the starting word. But you guys should be very proud of yourselves, and good luck for getting through to the final.
Thank you very much. How about you, Evie?
The soft singing especially was very, very good, because it's difficult to sing softly and it's difficult to stay in tune when you're going that soft, and at times you got even softer, which I was very impressed with. Sometimes your diction was so good that it got in the way a little bit of the phrasing, and that it was so crisp that sometimes I missed the beauty in certain phrases. But I think that overall you did very, very well.
There you go. Thank you, judges. And thank you to the wonderful Unicorn Singers.
Rebecca, you must be so proud of them.
Yeah, I'm really thrilled. They did brilliantly. They've worked really, really hard, and we got some great feedback from the judges and some tips as well to help us improve, so that's really helpful.
You didn't seem nervous at all, Anna.
No, we did have the camera on us, but we were told to look at Miss Gasson, so...
Is she the best?
Yeah.
Well, the moment has arrived for us to welcome our final choir, and they're no strangers to the competition. They took the trophy back in 2008, were finalists last year, and are previous semi-finalists to boot. It's Linley Junior School Choir from Huddersfield.
Miss Thompson is always at the competitions. She's a really good head teacher. She hasn't missed one rehearsal in 15 years. And this is her last year, so we hope we can win it for her. It's a chance to come and do something other than play with your friends. And we make such a lovely noise.
We get to sing different variety of songs, and it makes me feel warm inside.
In the semi-final, we're going to be singing Tell Out My Soul.
When I sing it, I feel emotional because all the three parts put together sounds amazing. And it makes me feel proud to be in Linley Choir.
Now, Evie, this choir's been very successful before in the competition. Did that experience shine through?
From the very first phrase, I could tell it was going to be good. It wasn't just tell out my as 3 crotchets, it was tell out my, and I suddenly thought, my goodness, this is going to be great already. So thank you for that. I think perhaps the descant could have been enjoyed a little bit more, because I think you enjoy singing that line. And yes, a lot of experience perhaps, but a very good choir.
Thank you, Evie. And Tim, it was a complicated arrangement, but a doddle for this lot.
Absolutely, yeah. It was almost like a little fugue when all these different parts weaving in and out of each other. But not only that, as well as this is a very march-like piece, you know, bum, 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 bum. But there was a lovely ebb and flow to your phrasing, which is very accomplished. One thing I would watch, and sometimes when we're nervous and we're in a big, exciting competition like this, we can push a little bit, and that just affects the pitch just now and again. But enjoyed it immensely. Thank you very much.
JB, are we ending on a high?
Definitely ending on a high. I would say that it's difficult sometimes to come out first, but it's also difficult to come out last because, you know, people have heard everybody else, you know, and you guys have to really stand up and make an entrance, and you certainly did that. The only thing I would just pick up slightly on what Tim said, and it was only towards the very end, which is, you know, frustrating really, that the pitching just went. But other than that, you guys should be very, very proud of yourselves because it was pretty much flawless.
Thank you very much, judges, and a huge thanks to Lillian Junior School. Well done.
The jury seemed very impressed. What did you think of their comments?
I was happy that they liked our performance.
How was it for you, Jerome?
I enjoyed it a lot. It was very fun, and the judges' comments I thought were very nice.
You're glad you joined the choir, aren't you?
Yes, very glad. It's been a wonderful experience.
Well, the judges have now left the hall to decide which 3 choirs will be going through to the final and whose competition will be ending today. And if you're scoring at home, here's a reminder of how all our junior choir performances went on.
It was great to have a choir like that to start because you immediately were at your ease.
Yes,
because you thought, oh my goodness, this is the standard.
I thought they were solid, but I wasn't blown away by the performance.
What I would say is I thought there was a lot of detail there, particularly dynamic, and they sang in 3 parts, which not everyone did.
They probably could have done something just to get a little bit more richness, a little bit more tone.
I really loved the arrangement, and I think there's something to be said for the risk that they took in going that far with it.
I did think they were very good, and I thought that they meant the words. I was convinced by them.
The only choir that used soloists, so that was good. And there was some brave phrasing, but I did think by doing that they sacrificed a little bit of energy at the ends of phrases. I'm being careful now, so there's no obvious Welsh bias here. But no, I thought there was a lovely atmosphere. I do think it was a really brave choice.
I thought it was a beautiful mix of voice. Yeah, to be honest, I really enjoyed them.
They weren't really smiling. I think they were concentrating so hard that they didn't take the time to actually enjoy it.
I think sometimes when you're singing a slow song, you instantly think it's sad. And there were just quite a few individuals who were particularly stony-faced. This lovely song just took me back to chapel, and you know.
Absolutely. I think it does that for all of us. This choir didn't really take any risks. And that's good in some ways because they gave a very polished performance and everything they did was correct. But sometimes you've got to take a risk to excite the audience. And that would be where they fell down, perhaps.
It just made me feel so peaceful. And they had lovely diction, real nice balance. I thought the vocals were strong.
I think it's interesting you say about the diction because I think the phrasing slightly suffered, in my opinion, for the good diction.
I think they're a capable bunch of kids, and when I said that I was disappointed they only sang in 2 parts, it's because I think they could have been more adventurous and coped with it. I mean, when they started, that huge noise they make, which is great, really strong. They were telling out their whole soul.
And what I thought they did very well was not over-sing most of it.
It's difficult. It was a difficult song. They threw a lot of things at it. They threw a lot of risky things, and so obviously then you're going to be criticised if they're not quite perfect. But so I do commend them for the fact they did take those risks.
Well, it's the moment we've been waiting for. All the choirs are back on stage, as you can see, and the judges have returned. It's very tense in here, I can tell you. I'm feeling nervous myself. Before the judges reveal who will be going through to the final, let's show our appreciation once more for all 6 of these fabulous school choirs. Haven't they been brilliant? So, it's the big moment. Each of our judges will announce the name of one choir going through to that all-important final. Good luck. You a bit nervous? Yeah, me too. Evie, we'll start with you.
The first choir going through to the final of the Songs of Praise School Choir of the Year is Lindley Junior School.
JB, the second choir going through to the final.
The second choir going through to the final of the Songs of Praise School Choir of the Year is Queen's Young Voices.
Tim, the final choir going through to that all-important junior final.
The last choir going through to the final of the Songs of Praise School Choir of the Year is Ysgol Ie Llangennith.
So, congratulations to Queen's Young Voices from Llanelli, Ysgol Ie Llangennith and the Huddersfield Linley Junior School Choir, who'll be back in the final on the 17th of May. And commiserations to our other semi-finalists who didn't quite make it through this time around. There's always next time. We'll be back next Sunday when 6 of the best senior school choirs in the country will take their turn under the spotlight. It's going to be brilliant. Don't miss it. Have a great week.